when I was 11, I was like, oh, this is interesting. Like, we dance to music, but what if we could make the music via dancing instead? They go hand to hand, you know, and kind of stuck with me. And I realized much more down the line in my 20s that it was totally possible now with technology to be able to make music via movement, you know, whether I started using a Kinect at first, which is like a camera, you know, that recognizes your body, and so you can implement like sound to X and Y movement. And then I moved on to the MYO armband, which is what I used to make Sensstronauts, which is the first track on the EP that I released on Bamboo News label, Bambe. And now I work with Instrument of Things, which is really cool. Also, kind of like accelerometers, motion sensors. But most recently, and that's really exciting, I've started working with a motion capture suit that they use for video games.
Wow. How do you get this?
Right. Well, actually, I've been dreaming of getting this suit for like 4 years, and it's so expensive. And financially speaking, I'm very much on my own.
Yeah.
You know, no one's helping. So, it's kind of been a little dream to get it. And a few months ago, I had a meeting with this amazing designer and touch designer artist that I adore, called Carlos. Hi, Carlos. We wanted to start working on Gem together, and you can join the collective. And he was like, oh my God, some of my friends have put their hands on this suit that you're talking about. And I was like, what? And he was like, actually, they could lend it to us.
Oh my
and
God.
I was like, no way. So we've got the suit.
Wow.
For a minute.
Wow.
So we're trying to calibrate it.
Okay. Sick.
It's a lot of work.
Okay.
Yeah, because you have to implement and code, you know.
This is what I was going to ask. Like, what are the mechanics of how this works to make music? Because there must be some kind of programming involved, I guess. Like, when you move, does it trigger a drum pad or like, you know, when you move in space, MIDI. It's like...
Yeah.
They're like different frequencies. I mean, we don't have to get too technical, but...
No, but we can get into this. I love it. It depends which technology you use, you know. For example, with the Instrument of Things, they're a lovely team that has developed this. So there is like a little box, which is like a server. At first, I used like this... NFR 528 whatever, which is like a tiny Raspberry Pi. It looks like a giant chip, basically. But then we moved on to having like a cute little server box, which, is to connect the rest of the motion sensors via Bluetooth. So I plug in my little box into my computer, and then the motion sensors on my body connect to this little box on my computer. And then there's a Max for Life patch. Which has already been coded to implement, you know, whatever sensors. So I have one on each leg and one on each arm, and I can assign each leg or each arm to whatever I want.
Okay.
And so it's MIDI signal. But also I can control, you know, audio effects and stuff like this. But it's all up to me, really, and how I want to decide. But I've always envisioned my legs to be the drums, and it works really well, and I really love it, especially also for bass lines. Sometimes I wish I had more legs. To be honest, because this is the thing also, when you work with the body, it's like the body is its one unity entity, you know, but then it could be fragmented, and you have to like think about it as one yet fragmented. So sometimes it's like, oh right, if I move like my right leg in a certain way, I can only move my right leg for sure, but if I then move my left leg, then I also have my hips and my torso moving, you know. And with Instrument of Things, having like only 4 motion sensors, it's really cool because it's really segmented, and I'm like, cool, I have, you know, one drum rack on each leg, and then I can work with the automation of like activating a bass line, or whatever other MIDI that I want, and then for my arms, like more like pads and textures and maybe like melodies and things like this. But when it comes with the suits, you have 32 motion sensors on your body. So this is when you dive deeper, and yeah, I'm really excited. I don't want to talk about it too much because it's like my life project and I'm super excited about it, but it's not like I've presented it live yet to anyone. But it's so much part of my practice. So yeah.
Exciting.
Yeah.